Hello you fantastic people, and welcome back to Borderlands 3 to a legendary weapon guide on the new Globetrottr rocket launcher. And this thing is an absolute machine. I feel like it's going to replace the yellow cake once people get their hands on the best of the best anointed ones and variants of it. It is a really cool rocket launcher to use. If you guys haven't heard about it, it is a new rocket launcher that came out with the new Guardian Takedown. It just came out a few days ago. And you get it from the last boss in the Guardian Takedown. It does take a really long time to get there, but we've completed it a few times on stream and managed to get myself 2 of these so far. None of them are max damage or great anointments on it, but I'll show you guys the ones that I do have here. This one in particular is my favorite one. This one is practically the same damage, but with half the pellets and not as good of an anointment. So this one's the one we're going to go over. This one has 12.6k damage times 6. So that is a lot of pellets. You can get the times 3 like you saw, or you can get the times 6, I believe is the highest pellet count one. But this base damage number is actually quite a weak one. I've already seen a 17.8k one, and I'm sure there might be even a stronger one on top of that. But this one alone does a crazy amount of damage. I'll show you guys a clip on screen of me one-shotting Takedown Jr. with it. It's the same principle we use for one-shotting Takedown Jr. with the yellow cake. If you guys haven't seen that video, it'll be linked in the description or just the end card title screen if you want to check out how to do that, if you guys want to get your hands on it and then one-shot Takedown Jr. is a really good method of farming, for example, the Sandhawk. But like I said, this thing, it does come with a 12.6k times 6 damage, which adds up to around about 72k damage if I quick maths that correctly, plus the radiation damage on top of that. It does come in different elemental types, by the way. So far I know it comes in a radiation, corrosive, fire. I believe that's all of them. Please correct me in the comment section down below if you guys have found different ones as well, but I'm pretty sure that's all of them. This thing out damages any yellow cake I have so far. The max damage a yellow cake that I've seen after the scaling is 31k times 2. That adds up to 62k. That's 10k behind this one, and I know it can come stronger. So I feel like this one's definitely going to outclass the yellow cake, especially after this patch, which is cool. I love it. Stronger and stronger weapons, so let's go with that. As for fire rate, it does shoot 1.82 per second, which is actually super fast. It's actually about double of any yellow cake that I have, so you can spam it like crazy, which is really cool to see in mobbing situations because it just lights up the entire room, which looks awesome and does a lot of damage. Also adds up to the reason why you do down yourself regularly with this thing, or at least I do. As for the red text, it is in a different language and I have absolutely no idea what that translates to, but please let me know in the comment section below if you guys do know what that is. As for repair time, it is super slow like all COV rocket launchers, but it's on the exact same par as the yellow cake. So if you've used that before, it's this exact same for this one. This one is a Mayhem 10 one below, and it does have 8.6 radiation damage per second with a 30% chance. And I have got the action skill active 75% anoint on there. For anointments, the 300 over 90 has apparently been nerfed like crazy. I'm going to be going for a radiation anoint, a 100% AAC anoint, 200% action skill active. Anything like that that's going to amp. But of course, if you guys are playing different characters, you'll know the meta anointments to go for your particular builds. Try to just one-shot everything is going to be my goal with this thing because it's really fun to use. Now, as for how this thing interacts in-game, if you have the time at 6-1, it will shoot 6 projectiles, and they're kind of like the saw blade rocket launchers. They will slide along the ground, eventually find a spot and start bouncing up, which looks awesome, and will constantly do damage for every time they hit the ground like that. So it's really good for a boss that stands still. You can just aim it directly at its feet and it'll just constantly do damage to it, which is really awesome. If you guys are going to be using this with smaller enemies or in mobbing situations, I'd highly recommend aiming down sights because you can see that spread is a whole lot less versus if you just fire from the hip. It takes up the entire pathway and just starts shooting in every which way direction. I'll show you guys a few clips on screen of me using this rocket launcher with my fadeaway flak build. Absolutely no work put into using rocket launchers with that thing, and it still goes like crazy. There's only a few clips because I do regularly down myself with this weapon, so I wouldn't personally use it for mobbing. If you guys are Mo's, I'm sure you'll have an absolute ball with this thing, but I personally am going to use it to just absolutely destroy bosses. But I'm sure it could be used really well for mobbing, particularly for Mo's who never runs out of ammo, and if you just kind of be more cautious with projectiles flying around everywhere in the room and not downing you. But yeah, that is the Globetrottr rocket launcher. I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, hit that like button down below, and feel free to leave any comments down below of any damage variants or any variants of the Globetrottr whatsoever down below. I'd love to hear all the ones we can possibly get so we know which ones to go for. Of course, the takedown is currently, at the time of recording this video, super difficult to complete in Mayhem 10, but don't stress, it is apparently being micro patched at the start of next week, so it should be have the health reduced of those enemies, so everyone should be able to fly through with a whole variety of builds, which I'm super looking forward to, and we should be able to get a bunch of these Globetrotters from the final boss. And also, if you guys want to come check us out over on Twitch, it is linked down below. We stream every single night just after I post my YouTube videos. Tonight we're going to be running through some Guardian takedowns solo on Mayhem 10 without flak builds, trying to get the absolute tankiest build we could physically make without flak. It has been a lot of fun over there. If you guys want to check it out, it is always linked down below, or just search KirbyMQ on Twitch. And yeah, other than that, hope you guys have a fantastic day. I shall see you guys in the next video and a live stream. Till then, adios.